We're sharing with BarryG.
The biggest, the baddest, the best.
Barry Gordon is still the most famous broadcaster to date.
Very honest conversation we're having here, Barry.
I'm really happy for the opportunity to share because there are subject matters in songs, and as a broadcaster, you should know it. Question: do you want to tell the listener what the song is really saying, or do you want to leave them in their world of critical appreciation, and hopefully they bump into it one day? There are many songs. If I were to tell the listeners what the song is about, managers would then get caught in a boardroom thing right away. What do we do with these songs? You know, which would take me to the point of songs which are not fit for airplay.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I hear them all, and I hear the same four-letter word you talk about. So,
blip. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
not blipped. I've heard it.
They're going
Yes,
through.
they're going through.
Yes.
Some of them are going through.
Right. Back in the day, when those songs get to us, because of the popularity, we would edit them. But there were one or two. 70s radio, 80s radio, but boy, 90s radio, boy, it got
That's
on
where
top,
it
it
got
got on top
worse.
of us, yeah. At the
When
turn of
sex-
the
sex
turn of the
came
90s,
into everything.
it was coming at you. North America is playing it, and even worse, the Jamaican stations in the North American setting were not editing the songs. The songs were playing over there with Jamaican bad words because they knew the Americans did not understand.
Yes, and it's not a bad word there.
No.
So,
Okay, we have a dilemma. That's a problem right now.
do you have any advice on fixing
I
that? though?
think as broadcasters we should stop beeping the songs, stop editing them. If a producer wants to give you a song so raw, let him have it played elsewhere. Remember too, you now have radio versions coming at you,
Yes,
and you have club versions.
but the club ones are all.
Right. And what is happening now, a lot of the people playing music on radio are not broadcasters. They play often for clubs and they forget to play the radio version on radio. And they're playing the club version and forgetting that the version they're playing is the one with the bad word. That is what is happening. And the new technology, the kid is listening to a CD and mommy doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
They're in a world by themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
So, what advice do you have for the parents? Monitoring.
Well, in fairness, broadcasters are not parents. Parents should be parents. Yes, we will play our part by being responsible because they're listening to us, and as mentors, they're tuning in, and indeed we're helping to shape their minds. But don't leave your parental responsibility and then, all that supervision, and then thrust it on the radio jock or the broadcaster and say, you're the one feeding my kid this. Boy, we really have a problem. I'm stuck.
BarryG is here and he's telling us about his experiences as a broadcaster.
Pay to play, Barry.
Pay to play. Serious, serious misconception. I will say straight up. I'm a businessman in radio. Some people tried to equate me with payola. I can tell them how I do it. I can tell them how I run the business part of my life. And I can suggest to other broadcasters they try it. If payola is happening, they should start calling names and stop paintbrushing. To think that I'm playing a record regularly because Bob Marley paid me is a serious, serious misconception. The amount of money I would want for something like that, to risk my career, and just from a point of view of integrity, not that kind of
But I don't
price.
think they're looking at it that way. It's how much I can get for how much music I can play.
Yeah, but then
So integrity don't matter
no,
here
but
because you're not a seasoned
your life
broadcaster.
in the business will cut short.
They're not seeing that.
You're with me, and that is why people ought not to paintbrush broadcasters. I wouldn't want to do it because that would mean I'd be a broadcaster for about a year and a half, 2 years, trying to rush making a lot of money.
What about your reputation out there, though?
But there you go.
Oh, just pay my money, man. We'll play it for you.
Right. So here's the situation. Is it the radio jock who is going to the singer and the producer? Let's talk the truth now. Is it the radio jock who is going to the singer or the producer asking for money to play the record on the radio? It's the other way around.
The producers are pushing the money
The
on
producers are pushing the money on us, and they know who they are.
Barry says he had such an experience while at the JBC.
I don't know if somebody was testing me or if it was just one of those producers trying a thing. I got an envelope while I was at JBC with some crisp, in those days, $1,000
$20.
$1,000 bills weren't in.
Right.
Some crisp $20. Okay? And whether or not I was in it, I'm no idiot anyway. So check this. Listen to what happened. The union delegate at the time was Tony Patel. He can verify this. Somebody sent me an envelope with some crisp $20. Holy, in those days, enough money that. When I saw it, I took it to Patel. I said, Patel, somebody's trying to mess me up. Patel said I should take it to the general manager. To this day, Suzanne, the general manager or no part of personnel got back to me to tell me what they did with the money, tracing where it came from, and the rest of it.
So you're not sure what happened?
I'm not sure what happened to it. And there are many cases like that.
He showed it to me. He said, Tony, look here, look, somebody sent me this, with a record. I think there was a note telling him what record he should play for that money. And to the best of my knowledge, as far as I can recall, he handed the money to management. He went straight to the general manager's office after he showed it to me the afternoon when I came in. And he said, what do you think? I'm going to take it to the manager. I said, yes, do that.
Here's how you make money from the music business. I can tell people how I make the money. And this is straight above board. A man has a record company. He's putting up many songs. BarryG is popular. He wants BarryG to play his songs on the radio. So the idea I came up with, look, go to the radio station, buy airtime to promote your records. When you do that, you want me to present your show. Pay me to present your show, promoting your records on JBC or on that radio station. So what JBC did eventually, on a Friday night, we used to have the charts. I used to present the charts. And then all the record companies would buy 15-minute blocks all the way up to midnight. And JBC was making a whole lot of money. You get BarryG to be playing a record. You're paying BarryG a talent to be presenting those 15-minute shows.
Not for playing the record.
Not for playing the record, for presenting the show.
Right.
Listen carefully now. Okay, let me take a company, Volcano, Henry Junja Laws. He produced all the Yellowman hits. And they had it on the street that Yellowman was paying BarryG to play a record. How did it work? Henry Junja Laws paid JBC for his Volcano label. He paid for the program. He paid me to present the program. And I got a check monthly from his record company. I'm free to do that. Listen now. There was nothing played in his show.
From another record company.
No, right. Also, he could not present the radio station with a record which was not fit for airplay in his promotion. Jammies did the same thing. Dynamic Sounds did the same thing. Federal used to do it. You name the companies. The irony, though, is that out of those productions, you would have songs which were hits. Do not say that why BarryG played that song in his mainstream show is because he was getting paid to play the record. The song is a hit. You weren't playing something from Dynamics or Sonic Sounds or Volcano, which was a no-no. Two things. Your credibility is on the line. You cannot play a song that's not saying anything. Your credibility is on the line. Once you hear a jock playing something which is a no-no, but talk straight no-no, you can start ask questions. You say to yourself, why are you hearing that song on his show that often? Then your ears can prick.
But you were concerned, though,
Yes.
for the young talent. Did you create something called bubbling?
Yes.
Right.
And what we did was, in conjunction with the programs department, songs that you knew were happening from young people. You need to remember now, how reggae started out. Then again, it was not Mr. So-and-so from Uptown's son who was in the business.
Trenchtown.
Yeah. Everybody was of low estate, quote unquote, whatever that meant, right? And poor people were doing the songs because it was felt the music business was for dropouts. The music business was felt to be something where people go to when you can't step up to a PhD or whatever. That's how it was seen. Oh, look at Bob Marley today. Today, you have more of the entertainers who've been to high school, a Sean Paul, a Wayne Marshall.
Right.
They know
Baby Sham.
a Baby Sham. Many of them go to the traditional high schools, and some are even going on to university.
We have a good command of the English
And they have a
language.
good command. The deportment of the artists in the business, the deportment has changed. The scholastic side of the artists is changing. Many of the artists are sending themselves back to school. And interestingly, many of Mr. So-and-so's sons and daughters are also trying a thing in it now. It's no longer stigma that boy is only because you didn't make it, you go into the business.
Right.
That is all part and parcel of what we're dealing with.
Men would consider you nomadic for having moved around so often.
Yes.
What's the truth behind that?
I've heard it many times. People meet me in the streets and they say, I want you to work for me because you move around too often. I would respond in this way. It is in me to be loyal to you and your establishment. It is in me to be dedicated. But do not expect me, one, to be a slave, not to have a mind of my own. Do not expect me to challenge something that's immoral, that is not in good taste. But because you're the manager, I am to stick with my money and go on about my business and don't say anything. I have left radio stations not for any other reason other than the crudeness and the rudeness. Just crudeness and rudeness. Because they don't agree with you. Yeah? And you would meet in the boardroom and politely explain certain things, and they want to cut you down a peg or two. But John public doesn't know, and you get angry,
Yes. And you're.
and you
seen
may
as
have
this
said
bad
the
apple.
wrong thing at the wrong time. If I had to look back, I'm more composed now, more spiritual within myself. And funny enough, they would take more chances with me now because I'm not that aggressive. But my tolerance level is there, but I wouldn't bow to some of the garbage that some of these people, just by being the head of the institution, what they portray. It's sad, man. It is really sad.
Let's face it, BarryG, you got it.
Let's hear it for the youngest reggae group in the world. Musical youth. Musical youth. Sunsplash for the first time in UK with musical youth.
Reggae Sunsplash took you all over the world.
Boy. Yes, reggae sunsplash. And you know what's interesting? How is it that you work somewhere? You're an asset to the place. You're not going on with any hanky-panky thing, and you can prove that you're not. And they wouldn't want to encourage you or cuddle you. They're more planning little things behind your back to make you feel less of yourself or not believing yourself. And here was this job now. I'm going to London, I'm going here, there. I'm meeting, big broadcasters abroad. They want to meet this BarryG from Jamaica.
Exactly.
You with me? That was
Yes.
what was happening. And when I tell them the things I have to go through, they laugh, I heard about this white guy playing music. I was astonished. I went to his home and I saw his collection. To have a white man loving an entity which is so far removed, it's really heavy, you know. I was never into the color thing, but being real, that's what it was.
Yes.
And the first time I brought, I mean, you talk about listenership, man. Gosh, JBC got it. BarryG versus David Rodigan. You know, people sat up that night and taped.
The Clash.
And the next day, it was the big talk. I mean, the biggest thing, you know. And people have their cassettes playing all over. And then people started making money off it now. Dubbing the cassettes, sending to Boston,
Paris,
Brazil, Paris. You go all over. And I'll never forget, this guy was in prison in Canada. You remember Snow? Snow got a cassette of BarryG and David Rodigan while he was in prison. He was this white boy who gave trouble. When Snow came out of prison, he did the song Informer. Both made #1. I got in touch with him and he came to Jamaica. So there is the flow of the international and the mix.
But you were giving all this advice for free.
Yeah, I wasn't getting paid for it, so I don't know what they're talking about payola. Rodigan wasn't getting paid for it. We do it for the love of the business. And okay, sling thing. Guy made his #1 song off it. You know what I mean? What I didn't like about that was that Jammies came up with the idea of the sling thing, the first computerized rhythm. And
It was also called the computer.
You're right, the computer rhythm, the very first one in reggae of that magnitude. The song raced to #1 in 1 week. Jammies did 15 versions. Yep, 15 versions. On the sling thing, put your hand on the key, put your hand on the, oh gosh. It was a project. It was for what it was. What the journalists started doing now, blaming BarryG. Look what the music has come to. BarryG playing songs on the same rhythm. It was a project. It was one-off.
Yeah.
Today, my goodness.
Oh dear. Go back to that.
Yes. Everybody's putting out a rhythm and they're putting
Who they feel like
who they
putting
feel
on
like.
it.
Yeah, and people deciding which one they like, but they don't like that one. That's where it started.
Throughout the years, though, who are some of your favorite artists?
Throughout the year.
And who have been consistent?
That's funny. I guess they were going to say Bob Marley paid me. No, I'm just showing you. Bob Marley used to drive to JBC in the Volkswagen, in his sweatsuit, after playing football. He has a song that he produced, and within his right, he feels that the popular jocks should get it. So, and he would come to JBC first before going to RJR, by the way, because they felt.
Because he recognized you.
Yes, and he felt JBC was a root station. I dared any manager at the time to say, oh, is some money Bob Marley was coming to give me in his Volkswagen. Man was dropping off a record. That was what it was. And by the way, Tough Gong took my idea as well, and Tough Gong had his record show. And they bought half an hour, while other people were buying 15 minutes. Tough Gong spent half an hour promoting Bob Marley's music and all the other entertainers who were coming under the Tough Gong label. When he died, Rita Marley followed it. So somebody may see me going down to Tough Gong to collect a check. I wasn't collecting no payola. I was collecting for what I was being paid for.
You had what was called a sound alike.
Ron Mouchette went to school in Savlamar. He used to hang around my wife's business place. My wife used to give him a ride home regularly. He lived in White House at the time. And people tell me he used to rush home to listen to me. So the story goes. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. When you get in, though, and you carve your own little niche, just be yourself. And I'm happy for him that he doesn't sound like me these days.
Eventually.
Yes.
He
He is so talented.
yes.
And probably more Jamaicans would have learned about him and his talent had earlier had he not delved in the sound alike, or had he shedded the sound alike image earlier.
What's your message, Barry?
Two.
Jamaica. Disc jocks. Let's
My
start with the
message
disc jocks first.
My message to disc jocks. First of all, I'd love if the radio stations would blend the seasoned broadcasters with the new ones they're bringing on stream to to complement standard. Having done that, I would wish that the broadcasters today would not having a chip on the shoulder, rise, live out your dream, but maintain your humility. Be thirsty for knowledge. That's why I told you earlier in this interview, I don't want to be considered a DJ. I am a broadcaster simply because I took the time out to be informed, to be knowledgeable. I want the truth to be shared with the kids. I don't want somebody's child listening to me, yeah, and I am saying sheeps. You know, putting S on sheep. I would feel bad if that happens. I want them to remember that furniture is still furniture. I would only wish that the movers and the shakers in the industry would be less petty, would be a man or woman in running the business, and deal with each person on his or her merit. There's some serious stifling going on in the media landscape because you don't knock glasses with certain people at the social gatherings, or you see the Sunday paper, the magazine that tells you who was at which party. I'm talking straight up, yeah. Somehow, if you're not there, and if you don't make it to that magazine on the Sunday, yeah, certain deals aren't struck and you don't move up the ladder. For John Public, I would ask of them to continue to demand high standards. I'd also like to beg of the listening audience and viewers to understand that it is showbiz, and quite often what you see, there's more to the naked eye. Quite often.
Subscribe now to The Susan Show and keep love and hope alive.